Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FMLFPL. Okay! Welcome to FMLFPL, I'm Alon.
That's Walsh.
My brother.
What's up, dog?
How we doing?
So good. Sunday night. Chilling so hard.
It's really weird to pod on a Sunday night.
Yeah, it is. It's a little discombobulating, but
Yeah.
Succession will wait for me for later. It's on the HBO Go, and no big deals.
I mean, we're a slave to the FA scheduling committee. There's nothing else to say.
Fantasy Association Cup, FA Cup will not wait for any man. They do it today.
Gotta do it today. Everyone watched.
Everybody in the world watched. It was the highest rated
150 minutes of just prime cut beef.
Enthralling footy. It's just everyone at the edge of their seats for
Cannot
hours
imagine
on end.
not watching.
Could not imagine not watching.
Yeah.
Best player of across the 22 plus subs missing the pen to lose the game. Sullivan March could not believe that he missed a pen. And then
if he took the pen from like the corner, I think he would slot it.
If a pen was across, he'd be great.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just if they were allowed to like use props and he could just put like a dummy out slightly inside of the far post and he could just cross it to that guy's head. Dong. All day.
If a pen was an outside the box shot and converting it was missing the target, he would be the best player in the world. He would be the best in the world at doing that.
God. All right, there's only one cup tiebreaker this time, so let's fucking bang it out.
Well, how many people are we up to? We have like 64. We had 64 or what?
I think this was the round of 64.
So we're finally into the March Madness bracket.
Yes. We're March Madness sized.
Okay.
And also, oh my God, huge. Obviously, Nate is through in the cup.
Well,
this tiebreaker decides who plays Nate.
Oh, I love that.
Kind of awesome.
Yeah,
all
let's
right.
go.
Team 1. Maximin benefits. So Maximin a la ASM benefits. And the next team is...
Wait, hang on. Why benefits? What does that mean?
I guess maximum benefits.
What does that mean? Is that like an English thing?
I don't know.
Next
I don't know if that's
Next
like
not going to work here
I
anymore.
feel like those are two words that I've heard together in my life, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, my main thing is your play on words is maximum, right? So why, if you can use anything, how is benefits the follow up there?
Right. Yeah. Doesn't seem good.
Doesn't seem optimal.
And the other team name is El Malacticos.
Oh, no.
So I don't know what that is. I assume it's a play on Galacticos.
I hate that so
Real
much.
Madrid.
I hate any Galactico.
But what's like the pun even? Like, is Malak something? Mal something? Like,
how do you spell it?
Exactly like Galacticos, but with an M. So Malacticos. These are fucking bad. These are two really bad names.
I think we should just drop guest in as a, from the top row.
Airdrop him. Yeah.
Like it's a W. I mean, this is basically WW. This is
that guest music? Oh,
is that guest Jason's music? And he just comes down like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I don't know. They're both horrendous names, and I hope they both lose.
They will both
one.
lose to Nate, so basically it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think I would go with the form. I hate the Galactico pun the most, I think, more than anything in the world. I don't get the first one. I think it's really stupid. It means nothing. Unless if it's like Malaga, like a Malaga Ultra, and he's trying to like. I mean, I don't know. What are we doing here?
I'm like Googling Malak. Like I'm trying to like find anything. And
I mean, knowing us, we're going to be added overnight from
my God.
Australia. That it's like the days of our lives in Australia. Like this scene of like Malak.
You don't know this Scottish comedy bit?
Yeah,
like you
holy
fucking
shit, dude.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna see if either of them change their name to this horrible name. Okay, well, Maximum Benefits. This guy just rocks this name all season long, and same with Malacticos. Wow, these guys do not fuck around.
Yeah, I mean ASM Benefits. He takes it for me.
I guess. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I have nothing to defend Malacticos with.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing there. There's no meat on that bone.
Producer Nate will absolutely shit stomp.
I've never rooted harder for someone in the cup.
No,
than getting this name off of the fucking screen. Get the fuck out of here.
It's fucking disgusting.
It's disgusting. Colin, you're fucked, but congrats on your tiebreaker. How did we do this week? How'd you do this week?
No, not bad. Few players missing.
Kind of an interesting week.
No big deals.
Let's pull
41 points. Just how we drew it up.
Any good transfers in your -4? Any transfers of note?
Of note? I mean, I don't think we need to note any of them. It happened. The transfers were transferred.
They're just all positive.
And the notations were not notated. And, Tarko and Fuckford. That's the only thing that happened this weekend. Everton clean.
The Everton clean bailed us both out.
That was the only thing that I noted. Nothing else was noted.
Antonio goal.
Disgusting also. Just like ASM
I can't believe Zinchenko didn't play. What the hell happened here?
I know. I thought Zinchenko was going to play, but he didn't play.
Yeah, I saw him on the team sheet, but...
Yeah, but he didn't make it. Didn't
show
the
up.
pitch.
Yeah, didn't show up.
Antonio, gets the fucking free header on the corner kick, but... I mean, watching the game, owning Antonio is just like PTSD to when I actually cared about FPL and I'm watching. It's like, he can't run with the ball. Like he can't carry the ball. Like, this is a really good potential opportunity. And he just like falls down on his fucking huge ass thighs and he pulls his pants up to his penis more or whatever. He's just not a footballer. He's just a joke.
I know. I'm just happy you got the goal.
Yeah.
Even though my first suggestion, I think, was Isak, but
Well, I fucking already transferred him out, so I couldn't do a snip snap. That would have been disgusting. But
Fine.
I mean, I was like, it was either I wanted Nacho. And you're like, Antonio. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a
I
wash.
didn't anticipate Dean Smith going Daka, Nacho, Vardy, and Nacho being on pens over Vardy.
Yeah, I know.
Like two completely unforeseen things.
I know, it's ridiculous. Well, because Vardy got a little bit knocked, right, for the penalty.
Yeah, because he did get his ankle fucking studded on. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think he would take it normally, you would imagine. But
you would think, but like if he hasn't scored a pen in training all season, I wouldn't be that surprised.
Yeah, I agree with. I take you at face value on that. I mean, the other thing too, when I was looking at it is, I mean, Antonio also doubles in 34, so I could get 4 points in Game Week 34.
Let's go.
That's
part of why I narrowed it down. Okay.
Yeah, and Nacho's not going to get 4 points in Game Week 34. He'll play once and probably get like 13.
11. Yeah.
no on that. I got to get Antonio. So it's all happening. It's all happening over here in Tim Walsh.
I somehow got a little bit of a green. So I had
somehow. You're a fucking genius.
I had a good week. I mean, I didn't free hit and I got a green. Yeah, I brought in Odegaard +7, just straight up +7. I'm on Wildcard now. It's my time to shine, dude.
Yeah, you're going to storm it.
I'm basically doing a bad impression of Nate, who, you know what, I'll just pull up Nate here too, because I'm just gushing at him. No free hit, 87-pointer. And he has Wildcard and bench boost also to go.
Whoa. Yeah.
He's like, I just get the good guys.
Johnson. Saka. Old Saka. Yeah.
Shout out to Nate. Good job by him,
Fucking
man.
love
Holy
Nate. He's
shit.
so good.
So good. So good. Unfortunately, it's a Sunday night. The leagues aren't updated. I don't know who's winning the Mug League. You don't know who's winning the Mug League. We'll figure it out at a later date.
Never do. All right.
Where to begin, dude?
Actually, amazing games this weekend.
Really fun.
Yeah, like really wild, incredible games throughout, top to bottom, beginning to end. I was looking at the slate.
The only other game they had on in the pub was Palace Everton, which was the only bad game of the week.
Hey, yeah. I mean, looking at the slate as we were potting, I was just like, "This is not going to be fun. I mean, this is not going to be a fun, enjoyable day or weekend to watch games." And like Friday, 3-3, insane. Saturday was just up and down, great.
Got to be one of the best Friday matches I remember, because they're always a nightmare and just ruin my weekend.
Yeah. Do we have our Arsenal back?
Oh,
we have our guys up?
Nate was so sad. I mean,
City
Arsenal this week.
Yeah. I mean, we know how that's going to go, right?
Let's talk about these two teams.
The Etihad? I don't know.
Yeah, let's talk about these two teams. So, first of all, Arsenal. Bear said, what do we do with our Arsenal assets? I have Saka, and White. On Wildcard, do I get rid of them all? D-Bomb said, how do you view better players with bad fixtures? For example, my Arsenal assets versus less good picks with better fixtures. Think Tony or VVD. What are you doing with your Arsenal guys?
Well, you want to bench them this week, I think, unanimously, if you can. Even if it is Saka or whatever,
Martinelli.
Odegaard. Yeah, it just bench them all, I think, it's if you can. It's difficult because 34 is double, 36, 37. Like there's doubles up the ass everywhere, every which way you look. So, I mean, I think, you need to sort of plan out who do you have in your team who's not doubling and who are, and which transfers are, what's going to be most impactful. Because when you look at Arsenal's fixtures remaining, they don't really have a banker until, 37 at Forest, 38 home Wolves. It's far away, I mean, that's four.
Yeah, that's really far.
That's some 5 game weeks. So, it looks like one of those where if you can hide, you probably want to hide, and you want to just kind of lump in on the doublers. I would think, I mean, if they had better fixtures, then maybe you can sneak 1 or 2 in for the single game week when the rest of your team doubles, but they just have also bad fixtures. So. Yeah, it just looks kind of bleak. I think you want to sort of try and divest if you can to get out, is how I see it. What about you? What are you looking at?
Yeah, I mean, same. I mean, on Wildcard, one of the first things I did was just like, okay, well, I'm 0 Arsenal, right? Like, I thought about it for a while, and I was like, this kind of doesn't make sense. Like, maybe I'll stash Martinelli, or maybe I'll stash a defender or something like that. But then you look at it, and it's like, well, I'm bench boosting 34, so I don't really... I mean, Arsenal beat Chelsea at home, but I'm not like excited about bench boosting in Martinelli for home Chelsea. I'm not going to start them in 33. 35 is a nightmare. At Newcastle's a terrible fixture.
Yeah,
so
terrible.
I'm like, there's like no case. I mean, I think, it's hard to project a month in advance, but like 36, 37, 38 is home Brighton, at Forest, home Wolves. Like if they're still in the title charge there, like there's goals in those games. Like I want Saka back. I want Martinelli back. Whatever. Sure. But that's a fucking far away, man. Like I'm just not worried about that at all. Yeah, it's just far, and they might not be in a title race by then. Also,
they could be beached.
They could just lose to City, which is by far the most likely thing.
Lose to Chelsea, lose to Newcastle,
draw Newcastle.
Yeah, they could get 1 point from the next
City
3.
just get 9 points, and then it's over.
Yeah. I'm with
you.
We'll
see, but. Hamburg said, what's your read on the City Arsenal game? Are we playing all of our attacking assets and benching the defenders? So
I think City is going to win easily. I don't think it's going to be a difficult game for them. I think it'll just be an easy win where they're going to control possession, control the ball. Arsenal will be chasing shadows, and they're going to probably win, 3-1, something like that.
Yeah.
What I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be intense. But
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure
totally
there'll be a
expect
lot
them to
of
win.
like middle third play in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah,
but
tons of
ultimately-
pressing both ways, tons
Yeah.
of tackles, yellow shouts, all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, when it settles, yeah, I mean, City should dominate.
City have been at another level, for
Yeah.
a few months now, and they're just a machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Grossly said, could you talk about City defensive options through to 33 and the double game week 34? Who's most reliable outside of Ederson? I'd like to fill a defender slot. Fucking Ederson, dude. He's in my wildcard thoughts, and it's a bad feeling.
What? Don't do it.
He's in my thoughts. He's not in my tinker.
Just don't
I
join me. It's
just-
horrendous. I'm benching him this week for
Any other season, it would be auto Ederson right now. And this season has just been
It's-
so hellish. And double in
terrible.
34, Leeds, Everton,
Yeah.
35, 36, double in
No.
37, Brentford
Yeah.
in 38.
They're
But,
not going to
yeah.
keep another clean the rest of the year.
What defensive picks?
I think the answer is none. I don't know why you would want a defender here. It's just disgusting. It's a disgusting batch of players. It's disgusting, brothers. Like even Diaz, who seems to be playing every game, 2-2-2-5-7-2-2-2.
Yeah.
Does that
He's
sound good?
in my tinker.
Does that sound like a good rate of return? In these games, NFO, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Palace, Southampton, Leicester, 2-2-2-5-7-2-2-2.
It's not
like,
ideal.
what is happening?
I'm just
They
hoping.
are on such cruise control that they go up by 3+ every game, and then they just don't give a fuck. They don't. Why would they fucking give a shit? They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They let a goal up every game. You set your clock to it. So
Yeah.
My encouragement and advisement would be to completely avoid all of these players and get someone else from a different team.
Yeah, I mean, this is also a message to me, so it's interesting to hear your thoughts. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough one, man. I mean, I think there are guys who will likely start the majority of the games at this point, right? I think we can rely on Diaz. I don't know what the status of Ake's injury is, but it seems like Akanji's playing regularly. I mean, Stones is playing pretty regularly, but yeah, the question is, do you want them or not?
No, it's fool's gold. I mean, none of these players have any attacking impetus whatsoever.
It's a classic FPL
It's a trap.
problem where
It's just a trap.
you so obviously want 3 City players. I'm fully in this. I'm not trying to call out other people. I'm on Wildcard. I see the fixtures. I see the doubles.
Yeah.
And then you put in Jack and Holland.
Yep.
And then you don't know where to go because, I mean, it's been a season where budget doesn't matter, but it's hard to get like Holland, Mo, Kev, Trent, all these other picks. And then there's like no one. There's like no other picks. And there's like a punt on like Foden or Mahrez, and that's it.
Yeah.
So best team in the league, and you have 2 players. It's weird.
Yeah. No, that is what it comes down to because I think Kev is the only other realistic option with Foden back, right?
Yeah.
Kind of rendering Mahrez like that's a little bit sketch, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, putting in 12 on Kev, and if you want to have Mo, which I guess we do because he's starting to do the things again, and they have a double, and it makes all of a sudden you can't afford much, right?
Yeah, I mean, I could try and get there, but like I don't even know where I'd start. Like making up, like if I wanted to go like Brighton
go
mid
3-5-2.
to Kev or Rashford to Kev, like that's hard.
I mean, you could
it
go
would mean
3-5-2 with triple
it would
Brighton
mean
mid, Mo,
drop
Kev.
Jota or whoever people have in that slot and go 3-5-2. That'd be the only way to do it. Yeah,
and it just doesn't feel like that's the smart way to.
Doesn't
build your
feel
team.
great to me.
Yeah,
doesn't feel great
because
to me.
you're even with Kev as good as an asset as he looks. I mean, he still just doesn't shoot. So he's still just kind of ticking along at more or less a clean sheet-ish per game ish, right? So yeah, I think it is one of those where you kind of have to just pick the 2 players, it's Jack and Holland, and let the rest go. Is kind of where I see it.
Yeah. Let's go Liverpool. You mentioned Mo, and Bolter said, is Mo a priority buy for the incoming double? Is he worth a hit to bin Bruno, get Mo for it? Graham Burglar
People
said,
don't have Mo.
Most people don't have Mo.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Graham Burglar said, would you rather sell Rashford or Saka for Mo? I think you know the answer to that now.
Yeah, it's gotta
Also,
be
is Mo
Saka.
worth the hit this week, or is it better to hold and get him with 2 frees next week?
Go on, dog.
I mean, at West Ham's not easy. Liverpool have been bad away all season consistently.
That's Mo fucking wanks to the at Western.
Does he?
Oh my god, he fucks them all every year. Every single year he fucks them.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's on paper, it's not easy, right? I mean, they started playing well. They're no
resurgent.
longer in 20th place.
Yeah, little resurgent.
Liverpool bad away all season. So I don't think a hit this week is really the play, you know? Doesn't seem like it to me. I would rather just wait for the double. But yeah, I mean, he's obviously a great pick. Like, you want him for the rest of the season. If you can get him, you want him for the rest of the season. And I'd rather have him than Bruno, and I'd rather have him than Saka, and I'd rather have him than Rashford.
Yeah, I mean, it also can't really be understated. You know, at Western, I don't have actual concrete data to back this, but I just my feeling is that when they play at their wherever, if it's Olympic or Upton Park or whatever the fuck it's called, that he destroys them. Home Spurs, joke comedy team. Home Fulham, another joke comedy team. Home
that's
Brentford,
the double, by the way.
Yeah, home Brentford have been ropey on the road, you know, recently. At Leicester, Dean Smith manages that team. Home Villa, you know, should be a pretty tough game. And then at Soton, when they're going to be actually already relegated.
Yeah.
Their last game in the Premier League for maybe a decade plus.
Yeah, depending on what happens with their youth guys. Yeah.
It's nice. It's a nice run of fixtures.
It's a nice run. He's scoring, and Liverpool is putting up numbers, you know.
I would hit for him now, honestly,
really?
Because I think that at West Ham, they're going to be looking at this as a free hit after they just took 3 points from Cherries, in my opinion.
Right, like they're kind of safe and they take their foot off the gas kind of thing.
I mean, this isn't a game that they're like, holy shit, we need to get a point. They're like, all right, whatever. And by hitting now, you sort of give yourself a little bit more rope. Looking at the double in 34, you know, you have your free transfer going in there, not like having to get Mo. You can maybe do something luxurious and, you know, it could pay itself off. You know, Mo gets, you know, a double return against West Ham. I think it would be too surprised about that.
Yeah, no one would be shocked.
And then he pays the hit back, and then you're just you're playing with house money there on 34, and you could do something else.
West Ham are safe. They are now safe.
They are now safe, yeah. So I do like that. I do like that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. Yeah. Bolter, Ben, Chester all asking, is it Jota time, or is it dumb to bring Jota in for 33 with the quick turnaround?
Dude, you are fucking bad.
Jota's just
You're
so
bad.
good.
Yes.
Well, I fucking wish I brought him in, but
But you hit that.
I was all over fucking Jota on this pod, on the Thursday pod. I was just like, yeah, he's the guy. And he's streaky. I think that's part of it that I didn't bring up. He's always kind of been streaky, right? Like, everyone remembers when he was subbing on every game, scoring every game. Like, there were periods,
even back when he was on fucking Wolves,
exactly
he would
what I was
blank for 2 months.
Yeah, he'd blank for 2 months, and then he would score 6 goals in 7, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, amazing pick, 6-3 Jota," right? Yeah, he's just on fucking fire, and he's obviously first choice right now. You know, Liverpool have a lot of matches coming up, but the 2 coming up right now, it's not that short rest, right? I mean, it's 3 days off for each of them. Like, that's normal for Liverpool. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. You know, he's not going to play every game for the rest of the season, but I think right now, the way he's playing, I mean, he's just kind of undroppable. No one's nailed, but even in 20 minutes, he could do damage. Yeah, he's just a great pick.
Can we talk also? I think it was something that's somewhat instructive about the Gackening versus Jota. Like, that was not a prominent
that was weird. That was weird.
It's something that I think we fall prey to as, you know, intense FPL managers, right?
Intense.
Where, you know, we look at these kind of things of, you know, Gakpo versus Jota. It's like, okay, I have one more spot. You know, which player is the best, like, third? And you're looking at Gakpo versus... Like, if you watch the games, Gakpo's Firmino. You know, he's linking shit up. You know, he drops in. Obviously he's not going to be immune to points. Like, he'll be in the box sometimes.
He has hauls. Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a couple of nice hauls periodically here and there, but his role is not, haul.
Right.
Jota, he's looked fucking ass for, a month as he's been playing himself up to fitness, but then the Leeds game comes and it's like, bang, holy shit. Like, okay, we have our Jota back. And, his role whenever he's played that position for Liverpool is like, looking back to last year, is just consistent points where last year there were points in the game where we're saying like, he's the best pick in the game.
Yeah.
When he was an 8 million mid and we're saying like, he's the best pick in the game. It was fleeting because he kept getting hurt and it was a weird season for him. But, we would have a few weeks periods where it's like, he's the best pick in the game. And people are looking at this and saying, oh, well, I think Gakpo has like a little tiny bit better chance for minutes than Jota. There's a little bit less competition for his spot. So I'm going to pick him.
Yeah. And the other thing that happened is I think people just immediately kind of filled up their forward spots.
Yeah.
And were inflexible there.
Yeah.
Right. Like I totally get Ollie. Like that one, I think, when you're free hitting, like nailed on. Like you just put him in, you don't even think about it. But, like and like I'm just looking at like the elite teams. They've, 70% of them free hit, right? Jesus 61%. Like obviously
That's
he put up the
stupid,
numbers.
though.
Obviously he put up the numbers, right? But like Dom 38%. Like
That's
all
stupid.
these forward slots just got
stupid.
eaten up really, really, really quickly. And that led everyone to just be like, oh, we only have a midfielder to work with in Gakpo. And, I'm not like some fucking Liverpool expert. I'm really just a fan. But yeah, like you said, if you watch the game, like who's the most lethal? It's like he's like more like Martinelli, right? It's like he's left wing, but he's a fucking forward in the box taking shots, right?
No, I mean I think Gakpo's more like Jesus. Like he's
I'm saying
decoy.
Jota is like Martinelli.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
when
that's what I was
Jesus
saying.
is playing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally.
And Gakpo's still like a good pick. That's a weird thing, right? If someone was like, I want to get Gakpo this week, I would have been like, yeah, good pick, It's probably going to start. Liverpool are going to score goals, like good pick. But yeah, I was saying consistently that Jota's just like the better pick. Like he's more selfish. I mean, Zofar on Wire was saying also like we have good history with Jota, which like tends to matter in FPL, right? Like we've all owned Jota
unless
at
if
points.
you start with him when he's at Wolves for game week 1 and then he gets transferred and he doesn't play for 3 weeks.
And it's the backup.
So some of us have bad history with Jota, but
I
think outside of that, looking at this specific, but I think there's more of an instructive thing about like the minutes. Like I feel like minutes, especially in our Discord, is like starting to become the like more prescient than any other thing is the minutes output. Right. Or, how many minutes is player X or player Y? Like what's their predictive minutes?
Right.
And, sometimes that just doesn't matter. Like it's sort of similar to with Darwin kind of stuff we're talking about. Where it matters if you're playing, 8 minutes.
If it matters if you play no minutes a game.
But when you're looking at two players who have, we're maybe like a 65-45 or something. Or wait, 65-35 or 60-40 or 55-45, whatever. When it's relatively close, you should pick the explosive player. Like you shouldn't pick the high floor player, I think, in this case,
Right. Yeah, especially on free hit.
In a game, but free anyway, period. Like you should, I think the way the game is set up, like you should be looking to maximize that whenever you can.
I'm proud of our Discord at least, or our listeners, because in our mug league, Jota was equal to Gakpo in percent ownership. But in like the top 10K and all that shit, Jota's nowhere to be found. Like under 10%. No one went Jota. Yeah. So at least happy about that. But yeah, I don't know. People, and this obviously happens to us too, because this is just a human thing. But like this, it's almost like a snowball effect of like, this player is the pick, and that just happens a lot in FPL where someone's like, Dom straight in, great pick, and just no one questions it.
He scores 4 goals all season. It's like, oh, he's great. He's not great. fucking scores once every 2 months. Like,
and he's playing West Ham. They're just
he's a bad
better. West Ham's literally, they're bad, but they're better in every single position than Bournemouth.
But it's also like McAllister versus Matoma. It's like, people are picking McAllister because like, oh, Matoma might sub off on 75 minutes and McAllister doesn't sub. It's like, fucking give me what? Pick the player when you're watching the game, or they're in open play. It's like, okay, well, the Pens would like maybe a pen, like fine, but just generally speaking, it's that shouldn't be the loudest thing. Yeah. It shouldn't be the loudest piece of information, or it shouldn't be the most swaying piece of just that. I think that's something that.
I mean, my main takeaway isn't that wow, all these people are stupid for picking Gakpo. My main takeaway is
not at all.
Yeah, my main takeaway is decision making is really hard. And like it's really, everyone, including us, are really easily influenced by other things. And that's why like you need a process of like writing stuff down, or like, reminding yourself right after a Liverpool game, be like, if you watch the Leeds game again, just the full 90, you watch a game, no one's writing down Gakpo #1 pick, right? Everyone's just going, wow, I need to get Jota. Right. Yeah. And then like a week goes by and everyone kind of forgets and you pick the other guy. But like it's just so hard. Like it's just so hard to make a rational, unbiased decision.
Well, it's, rational is, that's not the piece to look through.
That's not the word.
This is all speculation.
And again, Gakpo, good pick. Right. Like, so it is rational, but it's just, we're talking about which one's, better.
Yeah. Which is the best pick.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know. It's just something I feel like that the trend or the meta is swaying to where it's like, we're shortcutting whoever gets the most minutes or whatever, that's the pick. And that needs to be, I think, scrutinized a lot closer than maybe people do when they're looking at things.
Right. Yeah. Interesting one. Man United questions. Fabrizio said, with the lack of center backs at United, is a healthy Shaw not a pick?
What? Shaw? Is Shaw a pick?
Shaw's in so many teams.
What?
Yeah.
Luke Shaw?
The thing with Shaw that does interest me from FPL is, so he played center back today in the cup, and the games where he played center back in the league, they cleaned both times he did it, and he got max bones and 2 bones just because he passed so much.
The fixtures are horrendous from a clean sheet standpoint, I think.
Let me see. So they could keep one at Spurs. Horrible clean shot in 34. Yeah, home Villa at Brighton.
At Spurs is a horrible clean shot, as bad as they are. I mean, they don't score at home very often, right?
Yeah. Who knows what they're going to run out.
Kane's not hurt. Kane scores every game.
Yeah. At West Ham is pretty good. Home Wolves is good. It's actually good after the double, right? At Western, home Wolves, then they have a double in 37. That's at Bournemouth, home Chelsea, and then home Fulham in 38.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see it. I'm
not dying to get Shaw.
Yeah, I think I think he's a bad pick. I'm not interested here at all.
Yeah.
Especially because we're talking about they're playing. He plays fucking center back or not. I mean, he's literally a left back, but they're going to be playing with 3rd to 5th choice center backs, and their spine's a mess. I don't love that.
And the fullbacks are going to be,
1B,
Dallo, 1B, or Malacia, Dallo, or something. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, they just look terrible. I mean, I'm sure they'll hobble over the finish line and finish, 5th or 4th, whatever the fuck.
They look to be getting 4th. They would really have to fall off, and
which is possible. But I mean,
it's possible. But
the fixtures aren't. They're tough. I mean, they could lose a lot of these games. I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah, I'm really uninterested in that shout, honestly.
Wolfie said, which, if any, United players tickle your pickle? I'm thinking about Wildcard and doubles ahead. And Voldy said, which midfielders would you not sell for Rash?
What do you think about Rash? I mean, he played 120. They, nil-nilled.
Yeah. Played 120, took 2 shots. Not ideal. I mean, in general,
better than 1, but it's not a lot.
It's better than 1, but like in general, the 2-month period where he was the best player in the world is obviously over. Yeah. I mean, that's not happening anymore. But it's one of those where I can't tell if I'm just auto slotting him into my team because it's coverage and he's 100% owned by everyone, or if I'm slotting him into my team because I actually think he's a good pick. I mean, United's attack is still fit. It's really just Lissandro and Varane. Like, Eriksen's back, Casemiro's not suspended, Bruno, Rash, Anthony, whether it's like Sancho or Wout, like the attack should function, you would think. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's in my team right now. And I don't feel like there's someone I'm like really missing. Maybe, yeah, I don't even know who that would be. I haven't tinkered that much. It's only been one day, but I think he should be in the teams. I think he's still a really good pick, is what I'm trying to get to. I just can't tell if it's like 100% I think he's a good pick, or what percent is I'm covering him, everyone owns him, and he's a good pick,
Yeah, I think that's enough, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close enough that it's not, you don't want to pitch a tent to one way or the other. But
exactly.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
It's not like they have Arsenal fixtures, right? Like if they switch those fixtures and Man United's at City
without doubles,
single game week at Newcastle, he's fucking out of my team. I do pitch my tent on that.
Teams. Yeah, he would be in no teams.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I think it's definitely good enough. And at Spurs, I mean, what was that today?
80 goals today. I think the bigger thing to me with Rashford, though, and we're not going to know this probably, but how fit is he? I mean, they do have these doubles. They do play. Every 3 or 4 days. Is he going to be able to? I mean, if he can run, he's going to be starting because they really are.
And Bruno might have got hurt today.
Yeah, I mean, which is not great for Rash. But
no,
if Rash doesn't play, they should lose every game. Honestly.
It's such a downgrade.
Their defense is a mess without the center backs, and they have no goals in the team. I mean, what are they going to be relying on fucking Sancho and Anthony to bail them out?
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Tony
a mess.
Gloves.
So if he can walk, he should play. But at the same time, he might just not be fully fit. And
yeah, I mean, in a vacuum, this doesn't feel like the opportune time to be on Wildcard. With like some teams have 2 days off and just played 120 minutes, and then it's like 2 or 3 more days off until a double, and I'm like, oh god, like all my guys are gonna get benched.
Yeah,
but I think Rash is good. I mean, I probably will only have him of United players on my Wildcard.
Definitely.
Not 100%, but probably.
Yeah, no, I think that's definitely
Bruno's surprisingly highly owned.
Well, that's good for you because he's horrendous.
I don't agree that he's horrendous. I mean,
he hasn't scored any. He's fucking scored a goal.
Well, I know, but he's been playing Eriksen position for a month or two or more.
I don't know.
He was really good before that. For me.
You did catch him for that little.
Yeah.
Burst,
and I think he'll play there again. I mean, he was pretty unlucky to not get points against NFO. I thought he was really good that game.
Yeah, he's good at that too, though. I mean, he has these games where he's teasing points, but he doesn't actually do the points. We've seen that for a long time. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's also just one where he doesn't get into good goal scoring positions. Like, it's really maybe once a game that he has one opportunity in the box where it's like a good shot. Otherwise, he has to like bang a worldie or something. And when that's the case and you're relying on the assist potential, it's just, that it gets tough.
Yeah.
And I think he's been showing that this year.
I'll definitely consider him, but it's unlikely, I would say. Yeah. It's also just a lot of money, right? I mean, you can, he's competing with Jack, March, Matoma, McAllister. It's like, it's hard. Some other questions. Grossly said, who's the biggest transfer out, Chilwell or Zinchenko?
Oh my God. Fucking
nightmare or nightmare?
Put me on that T. I mean, I think which one's more expensive? I guess Chilwell, so I did pick him.
Chilwell's also not nailed. At least Zinchenko plays.
Well, maybe not for long. He was pretty much the reason why they'd lost that game, but we won't go there. Yeah. Well, he was certainly had the biggest hand in it, I think. I mean, that losing the player on the corner kick was absurd.
Yeah, but Ramsdale assisted the first goal, and I'm not putting it only on him.
No, not only on him, but he certainly had a say.
He helped. Yeah,
he helped egregiously for the Sota Knights.
Jeff said, suppose my cousin's roommates still owned Reese and Chilwell. Which one should they hit out to Trent? I mean, just hit them all
whatever.
out, dude.
It's fucking anyone, whatever.
Hit them all out.
Next question.
Any Newcastle assets outside of trips from Balfsky? So, they scored 6 today. That's definitely something of note. I still think Isak is a great pick. The doubles are a little baity. Brighton's obviously good. Sydney's good. Liverpool's good. We're going to have their players. Rashford's a good pick. West Ham and Fulham are the other 2 doublers. When you look at it, especially me, I'm going to be bench boosting. Like Newcastle's home Southampton in 34. That's one of the best people I could bench boost in, probably, or Newcastle assets. So that's how I'm looking at it. Shar showed what he can do today. His attacking is actually insane and really good. And Isak showed what he could do today. He doesn't need that many chances to score. He's just so fucking good. So, yeah, I think there's a shout for like triple Newcastle, honestly, which is not where I thought I'd be like a few weeks ago.
Pope also is.
Pope's great too.
Yeah, Pope's a pick. Yeah, I think
they're at Everton, home Southampton, home Arsenal in 35 is obviously bad. 36, they have a double at Leeds, home Brighton. 37, they're home Leicester, and then they're at Chelsea. Like, it's mostly extremely good there.
Yeah, you want to look at the rest of your team and how you can kind of bob and weave. You probably want to bench some for Arsenal, like things like that. But if you can do that, yeah, they're definitely picked the team for sure.
Yeah. Fabrizio said, this is related. Fabrizio said it's wildcard time. Isak or Watkins?
To me, it still has to be Ollie.
Yeah, I think it's Isak. Extra fixture and better fixtures, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think today was something else. I don't know what was going on up there, but generally speaking, I still just believe Newcastle to be a team that just doesn't attack much and doesn't create much in open play. And I don't see Villa in the same light. I think that Villa, just generally speaking, in open play, just create more. And the way that the fine Fettel of Ollie, I feel like is a lot more bankable. On pens, 90 minutes. I like the way that he looks and they look a lot more reliable than Isak. So I'll go there. And even like honestly at Goodison, I don't think that's good. Like for attack, I think that they're going to really struggle to create chances.
I think that's a really good fixture.
Yeah, I don't like. I think that that's going to be a really difficult game for Newcastle to win. I think that has draw written all over it.
Really,
and I think that they're going to have a really hard time just breaking them down or just creating anything.
Newcastle, larger point of view, really hard team to figure out all season, kind of, because they're so weird, right? Because I feel like they're legit best or second best attack in the league once they're like up a goal. Like once it's 1-0 or 2-0, they're going to make it 5. They just do that like regularly. They've done that all season. But at 0-0, they're very conservative. Right? They're like, we're just not going to take risks. We're going to keep our defensive structure. We're going to put crosses in, rely on a set piece. But as soon as the game opens up, they could just murder you.
But they don't create anything out of their own endeavor. Like that's how they are set up. Like,
I think they create a lot once the game opens up. That's what I'm trying to say.
But that has nothing to do with them. Like that's why you're saying right at 0-0 is like, sure, like I agree with you completely, but I don't like to back that team that like just doesn't create. Like they only create because the other team is chasing a game. And I don't like that as a concept to pick players from that team on their attack where it's game state dependent, not like, oh yeah, like they create chances, so I expect them to get
but they're
points
still
or something.
Good. Like I still think they're good. Their numbers are still good. They're just not elite. They're still better than Villa's, aggregate wise, even if you just look at like even game state or when they're losing, they're still better than Villa. But I hear where you're coming from. It is real. I am in my head relying on, well, Everton are going to be open and desperate, and Newcastle are probably going to open the scoring, and then they're going to blow them away. But if that doesn't happen, yeah, I mean, it could just be like a 0-0 or something. I mean, the thing for me, and like, we don't have to go there fully yet, but when I'm looking at Ollie, I'm like, is he the best captain this week? Because that's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, I'm captaining him for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
like, I
Fucking
would rather have
Fulham, are you
Isak.
kidding
I'd
me?
rather have a bunch of players than Ollie. But for this 1 week, I'm just like, fuck. I kind of like feel like I have to get him or I'm fucking myself.
Yeah, I agree with you. I completely agree with that 1,000,000%.
Yeah. You've all said, who should I sell Steele for? I mean,
What?
Steele's first choice, right?
Yeah, why would you sell him?
Okay, just making sure because he's in my team, and just I think that's basically it. I mean, any specific team wildcard questions, I mean, just DM me or something. I'm gonna be tinkering all day tomorrow. I don't have shit tomorrow, so
Okay.
yeah. So you've all said I'm looking for reasons to not captain Holland as a gooner. Who would you favor out of Bruno and Saka? And the answer's Ollie, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be. Fulham winning is whatever. I don't give a shit. They are fucking terrible. Them going to Villa Park, I expect that to be 4 for Villa. At least.
Fulham are so fucking bad.
They're terrible. And I think that game will be completely non-competitive. And, Fulham
it's all the bad teams have the good fixtures this week.
Yeah,
Fulham, sorry, bad is wrong. Brighton are obviously good. But Brighton are at NFO, Newcastle are at Everton, Villa are home Fulham. Like those are the captainable fixtures, right?
Yeah, I think it should be complete destruction. Yeah, I'm very excited to captain Ollie this week.
Yeah. So that's something that's very much on my mind when it comes to choosing my forwards. Don't really know what I'm going to do there. But do you want to talk about my team?
Yeah, let's do a little bit. Because we're not going to be able to pod again before. Like normally we do in My Life, so we do more wildcard stuff. So let's do it.
It's just hard because I've only tinkered really today. I'll just pull up like I've been clicking buttons while we're talking, obviously, but I think it's this page. Yeah, this is what I was looking at, which is I was changing around my defenders and stuff. That's why I have 2 open slots. But for those not looking, it's Jota, Holland, Iheanacho, which Iheanacho, I like the pick, obviously. He wouldn't be in my team if I didn't, but it was kind of for money, so that could change. Mo, Rashford, Jack, March, Matoma, I feel like is chalk. I mean, so much value for money, and it's 5 great picks. March will probably not start much on my team, but he's a great first off the bench, tons of doubles, blah, blah, blah. Trent Trips will stay almost for sure.
Is Trips a for sure? Why?
Not a for sure. Trent is.
Let's talk about him. Yeah, Trent's auto.
Well, we just talked about Newcastle, right? I mean, really, really good fixtures. They have a double remaining. Again, it's like, is that the bet I want to make? Yeah, he's 100% owned.
I think that is a bet worth making, honestly. I think that is something to definitely look at very seriously. Because I don't see huge point potential from them with the fixtures remaining, honestly, from a clean sheet standpoint.
I think at Everton's a great clean shout. Home Southampton's a great clean shout. At Leeds.
I don't trust them. I don't believe or trust them at all. And, we look at, him from the attack, like he has the set pieces, which is nice, but that's about it. I don't know. I think that might be somewhere you could maybe gain on the field.
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm open to it, but I have found defenders to be the hardest to fill.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right? It's like, in my, again, the City thing, right? In my head, I'm like, I kind of want like Diaz or something, but it's like, why am I getting Diaz? Just because of the doubles? Like, I don't know, and there's not that many that are screaming good picks to me. Arsenal clearly on this run, I don't want a piece of. City mentioned. Liverpool, their defense is still bad. This still isn't a team where I expect that many cleans or anything. Meanwhile, the attack is humming. I want Jota, right? So,
Yeah.
Chelsea
fair.
are bad, Spurs are bad, Man United lost all their center backs. I mean, Shaw is a shout. Shaw could definitely end up in my team. I think someone like Dunk or something. He'll get all the minutes. They still have 3 doubles. I think he's a shout, but the value of Steele is pretty high, I think.
Well, you could double and just get marched out of the fucking team.
I could do that.
Which is
I could absolutely do that.
Pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, I could totally do that.
Yeah. Just go back into the 3-4-3 instead of the 3-5-2 or whatever.
Yeah, 3-4-3 with just good bench boost guys on the bench.
Yeah, I think I like that a little bit more.
Yeah, I do like the Dunk pick. I mean, he hasn't been a donger this year, but he has fucking a million games left, right?
Yeah. I mean, they could just luck their way into some clean sheets, and
I honestly think their defense is a little underrated at this point. Like it was overrated for a while, and me and you were like, "No, don't trust them." And now I think it's underrated. People are like, "That's a good fixture," and I'm like, "No, it isn't. Like they're still good."
Yeah, I mean they're just getting better. They've been getting better all year, and now it's the point where they control the game so well. And,
it's sort of like old City.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like City Light.
Yeah.
But they don't, lose sight of the game because they're bad. So they have to focus all the time, basically.
Right.
Which is good for them for cleans. But
the name of the game on my team is
Nacho is auto.
Right. That's what we were talking about before. I mean, this is mostly, honestly, like cap fear. I mean, Ollie, what does he have in 34 again? Like he's at United. Like,
yeah, but I mean, you don't even need to start him every week.
Bench boosting.
Fine, so whatever.
But basically what it comes down to with my team is triple Brighton's 100%. Triple Liverpool's 100%.
Team also, please.
Well, I mean, he's just the cheapest doubler for my bench boost. That's it.
I don't care. Get Zuma. He will kill you. He won't start both games. He will destroy you. I'm telling you.
Okay. I hear you. I'm clicking the X live. Okay. Triple Brighton, triple Liverpool, double or triple City are all 100%.
Yeah.
Ollie is mostly just out of fear. I really do prefer Isak, but I just don't know. I don't
make
also
that transfer 34 if you want.
Yeah, I just don't have a gauge also of like because sometimes me and you are like, yeah, Ollie's the obvious cap, and then everyone caps Haaland, and we're like, oh, what? Like I didn't see that at all, and if everyone's gonna like cap Haaland home Arsenal, then like maybe I won't go Ollie because the risk is a lot less, but we'll figure that out.
I think Ollie is by far the best captain this week by a lot. I don't think it's close.
I would say Ollie, Matoma, and Isak are pretty close.
Yeah.
Haaland's like 4th on my list.
I don't know. That's how I'm seeing it. But
no, I think that's very reasonable.
I think ultimately you're really close in this
I'm
team.
pretty close because there's a lot of like kind of auto picks, right? Like Trent, Mo, Jota, I think are pretty auto. Haaland, Jack are pretty auto. I think Steele kind of picks himself. Matoma kind of picks himself. Rashford, right?
Does
a lot of the guys we spent
rotate well with him, or
I mean, he's just for the doubler.
For the double.
Again, cheapest doubler who's not named Leno, who plays Leno's home City at Liverpool, so he could actually just get negative points for the weekend.
Do you need cheapest? Like, is there someone like even if you're sinking more money?
I mean,
is that a big deal?
The other option would be Ederson, really.
Yeah.
I mean, like De Gea is home Villa at Brighton. Like, I don't really like those clean shots.
I mean Ederson, if you can afford that.
If I can afford it, he's obviously better, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if I can afford that. I have 3 empty slots right now, but yeah, bottom line is I'm pretty close. I think 0 Arsenals for sure. Yeah. I mean, that's basically where I'm at, it's I feel like the core question on my entire wild card is, am I happy to finish somewhere between 10 and 50K? Or am I going to take a lot more risks and go for the best finish of my life?
That's stupid. That's a stupid way of looking at it.
I think that is the core question, though.
No, I don't agree with that because I think you can do a really steady, solid team with mostly template picks and finish better than 10K.
I don't know. Maybe. I'm like 65K right now. Am I really going to rise that much?
Yeah, I think you can. You captain well, and you have some chips and shit. I think you definitely can, because your team is not what most people have.
I'm 50 points off top 10K right now.
Yeah.
So I'm close. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely doable. This is the same thing we talk about every year. I mean, if you take wild risks, you're putting worse players in your team.
Well, but trips is the perfect example of this, right? And you were just saying I should entertain trips, but tactically, like, not having trips is dumb.
No, but I think that's like, if that's the one spot that you choose and the rest of it is good, like, that's where you put your money. That's where you push your chips in, because worst case, like, he's maybe eking out clean sheets here and there.
Yeah.
Best case, we're fading them because
worst case, he's getting 13 and 15 pointers again.
Fine. But I mean, it's like, we're fading them because we don't believe in the things. And, you see someone else that you're more interested in, I think. The risk there is a lot less.
Like, I just
the risk profile there is a lot less.
Yeah, the second part of what you said is really important, though, right? Like, who am I interested in?
Which is
who do I want?
Because we might just be grasping at straws to find a replacement.
Because there's just no one, right? It's like Shar. Shar's the next best.
Yeah, that's bleak.
Yeah, because it's just there's not that many teams with good fixtures. All the big doubling good teams I'm already tripled up on. Yeah. Except City. Well, I am now with Ederson, right? So it just becomes hard. I mean, you want teams that have something to play for. I mean, I feel like I bring this up every year, but there was that article a decade ago about like goals per game based on the situation. And I should find it. I'll like post it somewhere. But it was basically when both teams have something to play for, the goals per game are way, way lower than if one team has nothing to play for or both teams have nothing to play for, which is by far the highest.
Right.
So like, yeah, there's also not that many more teams fighting for stuff. I mean, I think Newcastle will play out the season hard. They want their like, best finish, like they. Yeah. And then there's like the relegation teams, and then there's a bunch of fucking teams in the middle who have nothing to play for.
Yeah. Yeah. So maybe that's just someone you hold because of lack of better options.
Yeah. I mean, I might keep Shar too. I mean, he's done nothing to be removed from my team. He's just good.
I think the last, the fourth and fifth defender spots are really just, the bench boost week.
Who can I afford and stuff. Yeah.
And that's it. Because you're not going to be doing a rotation or, most likely, right? So
yeah, not that much, probably.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it looks like you're getting close. But Shard did also get knocked today, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, he did. What a fucking huge 8-pointer for me. Holy shit.
That was big.
Really big. Really fucking big. Yeah, I think that's it, man. I mean, what are you doing with your team this week?
I think I'm going to save. I don't know. I'm in like good shape.
Nice. Love it.
Whatever. Who cares?
YOLO. Yeah. We did get an ass slap. We got a new sign up. Rare. Very rare this late in the season to get a good guy in there. New sign up. Jonathan Silva. Jilva, as they call him. Good job with you. Something else, baby. Any last words, dude?
I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow, dude. Check us out at FMLFPL.com. Follow us on Twitter at FMLFPL. SupportSpeed.com/FMLFPL. Subscribe, rate, review.